And I'm going to jump right into it. United States ship Pueblo. The ship was relatively small for a naval vessel. It was only 176 feet long. It was actually an old Army cargo hauler. It had been acquired by the Navy after World War II. It had been making the rounds of the South Pacific, delivering supplies to our troops who were still left in the various islands in the South Pacific when the war ended in 1945. The captain was a gentleman by the name of Lloyd Booker. His nickname was Pete. He was 40 years old. He was a career Navy officer. A close friend of his, once described him to me as an intellectual barbarian, which was the best description of this guy I've ever heard. Booker and his men are sitting there off Wonsan. They're about 15 miles out. They're well into international waters. They're doing their job. And they're approached, the North Korean gunboats start coming out one by one. And before they know it, they're surrounded by a flotilla of North Korean gunboats.
We're not going along with this program. We didn't want to be captured to begin with. After we signed the confession, Booker saw what they did to spies. They showed him a South Korean spy, his eyes bulging out, his arm is broken. He decided that he didn't want any of his crew to suffer anymore because they told him they're going to start with the lowest man on the totem pole and kill him if you don't sign, and that being the 19-year-olds, and I was one of them. So to find that out years later, that's great news for me. So we all signed under orders from Commander Booker to sign the confession that we were spies and that we did all these things that they said we did.
My name is Bruce Woodward, the very proud son of Lieutenant General Gilbert H. Woodward, the negotiator of the release of the crew of the USS Pueblo, and Earl is one of those 82 guys. My dad was very fond of reminding the Navy guys that it took the Army to rescue the Navy ship. Yes, we're going to sign the document, and then right after we sign it, we're going to repudiate it, just to get the crew back, and only for that reason. President Johnson at the time said, well, I'll go along with this. Nutty idea, as he called it, if my dad would sign it.
What if we don't go home on the 23rd of January, 1969? I don't know how the guys did in Vietnam, 5-6 years in captivity. I don't know how I would have taken it. But we survived. The oceanographer told me, he said, just hang tough, we'll be out of here. It's just going to take time for this gentleman's dad to get us out of here.